Hey friends, it's Allison here, jumping in real quick before you get into all the juicy details of today's episode. Did you know there is just one more week left to our 200th episode giveaway where you have the chance to win a full ride scholarship to the Better Belly Blueprint? This is the way to heal your gut so that you can poop daily, ditch acid reflux, and balance your hormones even when nothing else has worked. Here's how you can enter. Leave a rating and review on the Better Belly podcast on Apple Podcast or Spotify between now and May 29th. Take a screenshot of that rating and review, then go to betterbellytherapies.com/giveaway and fill out our 200th episode giveaway form. You will automatically receive an email with a code for $200 off the Better Belly Blueprint, which you're going to get as soon as you send in that form. And then a full scholarship winner is going to be announced on May 30th and messaged by email. If you win, you're going to win a full scholarship to the Better Belly Blueprint. And if you don't win, you can still get $200 off, which is 20% off of the Better Belly Blueprint if you join by May 31st at midnight. So go ahead and leave a rating and review. Get that giveaway form filled out at betterbellytherapies.com/giveaway, and you can finally end your constipation, acid reflux, and PMS for good. Have you ever taken magnesium to help yourself poop and it didn't work? Do you rely on magnesium, coffee, or another substance to poop daily? Or did magnesium used to work for you to relieve your constipation, but now it doesn't work? If so, today's episode is for you. On today's episode, I'm talking with you about the constipation magnesium myth. That's right, myth. While magnesium can and does help some people with constipation, there can be a point when it stops working or, for some people, never works. Why is this? And more importantly, what can you do instead? Hey friend, welcome to the Better Belly podcast. Do you want freedom from bloating and constipation? Do you find yourself up late at night Googling natural constipation remedies, causes for bloating, or recipes and exercises to help constipation? Are you frustrated with the mind game of trying to figure out what foods are helping or hurting your gut? Hey, I'm Allison, mom, wife, and functional gut health practitioner. At a young age, bloating and constipation were my constants. I didn't know what to do and wished I could just live a normal life focusing on my passions, my job, and my family. I was tired of abdominal pain that woke me up at night and wasting time and money on gut health remedies that just didn't work. Breakthrough moment, the functional medicine and osteopathic approach to gut health. In this podcast, you will find natural remedies for bloating and constipation, practical, doable belly exercises and massages, and debunk the myths about what really is causing your tummy problems. So toss out those laxatives and say goodbye to that embarrassing gas. Your gut health is calling. And just as a reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your own health practitioner before you make any changes to your health. All right, guys, let's jump into this topic on magnesium and pooping, because I get all the time clients who come into my office and one of their first things they're saying to me in a panic is, I take magnesium and it used to help me poop and now it doesn't anymore. Why is this? And there is this fear I can see behind their eyes that they are worried they're never going to poop again. The one thing that was making them feel better, maybe it was coffee and then pooping or magnesium and then pooping, whatever it was, it's not working anymore. And there's panic involved. The main reason that magnesium is not helping you poop anymore, or maybe it never did, is because magnesium isn't the only thing that makes you poop. And maybe you've thought about this before, maybe you haven't, but it's not like you take magnesium and your body sees it coming down your esophagus and it says, oh, magnesium, I think I'll poop. It'd be nice if it were that simple, but it's not. If magnesium isn't working to help you poop, it's because magnesium can no longer overcome all the actual problems that are causing your constipation. You are not constipated for no reason, just kind of like your body feels like not pooping. No matter what doctors have told you about how your labs look normal, It's BS. There is 100% something, and most of the time multiple things, hear me, multiple things that are contributing to your constipation. And if you take magnesium and you don't poop, whether it used to work for you or never worked for you, it's because that source that we know can sometimes cause a bowel movement just cannot overcome all the actual irritants that are causing you to not poop. So that begs the question, what are the other things that do cause you to poop? Because these are where the hidden secrets of unraveling all your constipation lie. So, other things that cause you to poop, which are super, super important. Number one, other minerals. I'm talking mainly about sodium and potassium. Magnesium doesn't just work on its own when it helps you poop, it also works with sodium, potassium. And if you are depleted in sodium or potassium, then you are going to have problems with magnesium helping you poop. You're also just going to have problems in general to poop. You need all three of these minerals. They're also known as electrolytes for the walls, the muscular walls of your gut to contract and push food along. A second thing that helps cause you to poop is digestive enzymes. The main one that I see missing in my clients who are struggling with pooping and also typically struggling with bloating is stomach acid. Stomach acid is the first main digestive enzyme that your food will come into contact with after you swallow it, goes down the esophagus, and it hits your stomach. If you are missing stomach acid and it's low, you're often going to have symptoms of acid reflux, low appetite, discomfort after eating, bloating, constipation, fatigue, difficulty building muscle, and potentially even things like anxiety and depression because you're not able to break down proteins that give you the amino acids you need to make neurotransmitters. So the implications are very wide if you have stomach acid, and if you've ever been on a proton pump inhibitor or any type of acid reflux medication, the likelihood that you have low stomach acid is even higher. In my most recent class of Better Belly Blueprint clients, this is students who went through my online course to get rid of their bloating and constipation, 85% of them had a pathogen that reduces stomach acid. This pathogen is called H. pylori. That's compared to only 35% of the American population having H. pylori. So if you have constipation, what I'm seeing with the clients that I work with is you have a higher likelihood of having things going on, such as a pathogen like H. pylori or other things that have caused you to have low stomach acid. And that is a part of you not pooping. Magnesium and sodium and potassium, without digestive enzymes and properly digesting and breaking down your food, is going to make it very difficult to poop regularly. Hey friend, do you feel like you're never properly digesting anything no matter how you change your diet? Have you spent thousands of dollars buying supplements, labs, and fancy functional or holistic practitioners to simply have no relief from your symptoms? Or do you just want to poop daily, ditch acid reflux, and balance your hormones without being dependent on medications? If so, I've got great news for you. You can stop the money hemorrhage that's happening around your health and finally get worry-free health through the Gut Healer System. The Gut Healer System is my 2.0 upgrade to the former Better Belly method that consistently reduces our clients' symptoms by 80% in 3 to 6 months so that your health can finally feel easy. Our clients have gone from being stuck at home with fibromyalgia to watching their grandchildren's soccer games every evening, or they've been able to travel for work and pleasure without wondering the entire trip if they're going to become constipated and ruin their whole time. We've also seen clients get off of 40 plus years of medications that they've been on for acid reflux, constipation, and PMS, and stay off that medication without needing to be on lifelong extreme diet restrictions or supplements. I want you to be able to enjoy the holidays and family meals without fearing how you're going to feel afterwards or feeling guilty for what you do eat. If you are ready for this, head to betterbellytherapies.com/training to watch my free micro training to learn exactly how 600 plus of my clients have healed their gut even when nothing else has worked before. In this training, you're going to learn what your doctors are missing, even if they're functional or holistic, why no amount of food restrictions are going to heal your gut, the 5 toxin trap that is keeping you sick, how to heal your gut in the most affordable way possible, and the 3 steps to actually heal your gut. I can't wait to see you living a worry-free, optimal healthy life. Head to betterbellytherapies.com/training to get started today. Now, back to the show. Number 3, a third thing that causes you to poop, what we call peristalsis. Peristalsis is the natural muscular movement of the gut that helps push food along. The number one reason I see this not working, other than lacking sodium and potassium, is something called visceral restrictions. This is restrictions in your body's actual tissues around in the fascia that is around organs. So that organ, whether it's your stomach or your small intestine or your large intestine, it can't rotate and push the food along because it's being held back by something tethering it to another organ or a muscular wall or another piece of fascia. So that would inhibit that natural peristalsis that your gut is trying to do and help you not poop. So even if you have good digestive enzymes and good sodium, potassium, and magnesium mineral level, that could be a big reason that you are constipated. Another thing I see is imbalanced gut microbiome, and the number one cause for this is pathogens. There's a parasite or H. pylori or candida or C. diff. Whatever the pathogen is, and often I do see multiple pathogens going on, that is keeping your gut from moving and operating correctly. There's large amounts of inflammation. The gut is more focused on trying to send out the immune system to attack this pathogen. Eventually, your immune system gets weakened and the whole gut can shut down. That's what the pathogen wants. It doesn't want your gut to move because it wants a cozy place that is not going to push it out of its residence, which would be potentially your gut and your immune system. Here, the number one mistake I see when it comes to people's gut microbiome and pathogens is guessing about what pathogen you have. You read an article online, you think, wow, all my symptoms line up with candida, I'm going to treat candida. You do not want to do this, partly because, for example, with candida, having a candida overgrowth is a symptom of other things going on. You always want to ask, why do I have candida overgrowth? It's not enough to do some candida diet or some candida protocol. You want to actually find out why you have candida. And it's always connected to things like low stomach acid and other pathogens being present and potentially mold in your environment. There's lots of different things going on. If you guess about what pathogen you have and you just kind of try random supplements you find at Whole Foods or that's recommended by your naturopath, and they don't look at, do you have H. pylori? Do you have peristalsis? Do you digest your food with digestive enzymes? You're going to get candida. Again, you might not even get rid of the pathogen you truly have, and your constipation won't go away, and you will be frustrated. If you're listening to this, there's a chance you've even already done that. There is a better way, and I want to tell you about it. But before we get to that, 2 more things that cause you to poop naturally. Detoxing. So your colon's a detox organ, and all of the toxins that your colon gathers goes to another detox organ, which is your liver. If the liver is backed up in its detox processes, there is a traffic jam, and the colon will then also therefore become traffic jam too. So this is the super simple way of breaking it down, but essentially I want you to imagine a line from your colon to your liver. Your liver's on your right side of your body, right beneath your rib cage. If there was a line from that to your colon and it was just traffic jammed with toxins, that's what's happening. So you want to make sure that you can detox. All your detox pathways are open, including your liver, including your skin. And I go through all of that in my course, The Better Belly Blueprint. And the last thing that helps you poop is a healthy gut lining. And the number one thing I'm seeing clients having problems with their gut lining breaking down is eating food sensitivities or foods they are sensitive to. This is a huge source of inflammation. It damages the gut lining, resulting in that classic term, leaky gut, and reduces your gut's ability to make things like immunoglobulins, DAO, serotonin, all these little chemical components that are made in your gut lining. And when they decrease because the gut lining is damaged, then you actually are not able to poop. They're all chemical messengers that help say it's time to poop. Things are great, inflammation's low, helps you break down all sorts of things that make it hard to poop. So I just listed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things that can cause you to not poop. And most of the time, if you are really struggling with constipation, that's every day. If you're definitely taking magnesium and you're not pooping every time you take it, you most likely have one, if not more, of these things that I just listed. And it honestly, 6 things, just randomly trying stuff to help it out, you're going to be guessing for a while. It's going to waste money. So here's what I recommend you actually do about it. Number 1, test. Don't guess about what you're doing, test. And you don't want to use tests that are available at your doctor. Unfortunately, most of the time, they're only going to offer you blood work and any of the other lab tests that they might recommend. They are not going to give you the information that's going to tell you about your minerals, your digestion, your peristalsis, your pathogens, your detoxing capability, and your food sensitivities. So in my program, the Better Belly Blueprint, my course, I actually give you all the functional lab tests that you need to be able to find out about your minerals. For your minerals, I do something called an HTMA test. It's a hair sample test. You can do all of the labs that I recommend and give you access to in the Better Belly Blueprint at your home. You pay the labs directly. We don't add any fee on top of it. You don't need to have a doctor to recommend or refer you to it. You can just get simple access to that lab, do it at home, send the sample in by prepaid packaging in the mail, and get information about your minerals, your digestion. For the digestion, we do things like a baking soda test, a zinc tally test, GI map, and sometimes something called an OAT. For peristalsis, I recommend getting visceral manipulation. I also teach you 3 simple tests you can do to test what your visceral restrictions are like. And I teach you how to find a visceral manipulation practitioner near you who can also do an evaluation on you and treat you. I teach you how to get a GI map test to see what pathogens you have, how to analyze that test, and how to create a protocol based off of what you found in that test. We help you identify how well you're detoxing through the GI map test and the OAT test, and I help you get a handle on your food sensitivities through something called a Zoomer test. I do not recommend Viome. I do not recommend any of the other food sensitivity tests that are on market, what we call direct to consumer. They're very low quality tests. They are cheap, which you might notice and like, oh, they seem affordable, but they are low quality and they don't really teach you how they're testing and what they're finding, because food sensitivity tests vary in every single way possible from test to test. So you want to make sure you're getting a high quality food sensitivity test where you really know what's being tested, and you know what the results mean and what to do about it. Some results are going to be permanent, where you're going to be sensitive to that food forever. Some are not. And that is something I teach you how to do when you do the test I do recommend, which is called a Zoomer test. So step 1 is testing, not guessing. Now, after you've done step 1 and you actually know what's going in your body, you've honestly done most of the hard work, because you're not going to try and do what your best friend did to get rid of her constipation. You're not going to be frustrated that magnesium isn't going to work anymore, because you know what to do. So step 2 is, after you test, you address everything you found. And I do mean everything, because I want you to imagine if your problem were a car that couldn't start. And if you knew going in that your car had 3 problems making it not start, say the spark plug wasn't working, you were out of gas, and you were missing a tire, that wouldn't make it start, but it would make it hard to drive. So your car can't drive. If you're missing those 3 things, you can't just add a spark plug and then suddenly it can drive. You're still missing gas. You can't add a spark plug and add gas. You're still missing a tire. You're still missing a wheel. You need to add in all 3, and then the car is going to drive again. So after you test, you want to address everything. Step 3, you want to work in layers, because it can be very overwhelming for your body to do everything all at once. There's certain steps that you want to do first, because it makes the other steps more effective. So you don't have to go back and redo any steps. And I teach you the steps and the layers and the process to take based off of what you found in your labs from step 1. And then step 4 is just seeing the results. Like literally last week, one of my students in the Better Belly Blueprint reported that she had to stop taking magnesium because she was having such regular bowel movements that taking magnesium now made her have loose stool. This was such a win. She just hadn't not needed to use magnesium in years. And she was very surprised, and she wondered if there was a problem. We just said, no, your body actually just can poop on its own. So she doesn't need coffee or magnesium or a special dance to help her poop. Her body could just go. And if you want this to be you, if you want to stop guessing about what to do to get rid of your constipation, if you want to just feel good and know that your body is going to feel good every day, then I want to invite you to join my course, The Better Belly Blueprint. In the Better Belly Blueprint, I teach you how to find and correct the causes of your bloating and constipation for good. I give you access to ordering all the functional lab tests that I just described directly from labs, no doctor needed, no extra fees charged, just getting the most affordable, high-quality functional lab tests that you can find. You can learn how to interpret these labs and apply functional medicine strategies to heal your body and start pooping again. You can find a community of other students healing with you at the same time in our members-only Facebook group and bi-weekly group coaching calls where you get to interact with me and get my thoughts on your case. No more guessing about what will help your constipation. No more wondering why you can't poop. No more anxiety. No more hearing that your labs look normal. And by the way, if you join the Better Belly Blueprint and all 4 of your foundational functional labs come back normal, I will give you a complete refund of the Better Belly Blueprint because I want you to have success. And so if you are ready to stop guessing and start getting answers, then join the Blueprint today. You can pay in full or pick a 3 or 6 month payment plan option. I seriously want to make this so affordable for you so you don't have to wait any longer to feel good again. So if you are ready to get rid of your bloating and constipation, just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint or click the link in the show notes today. Again, that's betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint or click the link in the show notes today. Hey friend, I hope you loved this episode. If you've been a fan for a while or newly loving this podcast, can you do me a favor? Drop into Apple Podcasts and leave me a review. When you leave a review, you do so much. You help me know you're listening, you can tell me what you're loving so I know what to make more of, and you help others by boosting this podcast so other people like you can find the podcast too. I mean, it's a win-win-win, right? So if you want a way to pay it forward, just go to Apple Podcasts or click the link in my show notes and leave a rating and review. And if you want some more free stuff, just head over to my free Facebook group, betterbellytherapies.com/Facebook, and you can get access to all of my free support for you, including some Facebook group exclusive stuff like my podcast episode vault, where you can search the Better Belly podcast by topic and find exactly what you need to expedite your healing. I cannot wait to see you in there. Catch you guys next week.